If you're looking for refreshing flavor from your usual slow cook routine, these African-inspired beef shanks deliver a world of flavor through bold, aromatic spices. This recipe effortlessly transforms a humble cut of meat into a legendary, fall-off-the-bone feast that feels like a gourmet treat with surprisingly little work. First things first, let's get these beef shanks ready. Take 2 kg of meat and give them a generous dusting of salt and black pepper on both sides. Next, grab a cup of flour and give each piece a light dredge on both sides for that perfect golden sear later on. Now, heat up your pot over medium-high and toss in 2 tablespoons of butter plus a tablespoon of avocado oil. This duo is going to give our beef that incredible deep sear we're looking for. In goes the shanks and sear until they develop a deep golden brown crust. Once they are ready, remove and set them aside for a moment so we can start making our flavorful broth. To kick off our aromatic broth, finely dice about a cup of red onion and toss it right into the same pot. Let those onions saute for about 4 minutes until they soak up all those savory brown bits from the beef. To build that complex African-inspired base, start by combining a tablespoon of ground cumin along with a tablespoon of ground fennel. Next, toss in a tablespoon of ground coriander and 3 tablespoons of smoked paprika. Then, a tablespoon of black pepper. A tablespoon of granulated sugar to balance the flavor. For that quintessential warm note, a teaspoon of ground allspice. Add a teaspoon of cayenne for a little heat. Let's give those spices a good whisk until they're perfectly blended. Now, add about 5 tablespoons of that spice blend to the pot. Stir it in with the onions for about a minute until those flavors really start to bloom. Up next, we're prepping the garlic. Grab about 4 cloves and give them a quick chop. In goes the garlic. Stir for just a minute until it's fragrant. Time for the tomato paste. Toss in 2 tablespoons and saute for 3 minutes until it's rich, thick, and perfectly blended. For the braising liquid, pour in 4 cups of rich beef stock. Next, pour in 3½ cups of crushed tomatoes for a hit of acidity. One last item, toss in a star anise. When the broth starts simmering, bring the beef shanks back home to the pot. Cover the pot and turn your heat down to low and let it simmer for 3 hours until the beef is fork tender and the sauce is rich and thick. Time to plate. Start with a bed of fluffy mashed potatoes. Add that fork tender beef and drown it in that rich African-inspired gravy. Then top it off with crispy fried sweet potatoes and fresh parsley. That's how you do it. A bold African-inspired masterpiece that's perfectly balanced and ready to enjoy. You're going to taste that rich harmony spices in every single bite. If you enjoy this African-inspired beef shank, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And We'll see you right back here for our next recipe.